I've just put the kettle on to make some hot water for coffee. One of the things that has become a problem lately for me, now that I am unemployed, is I really shouldn't be spending lots and lots of money on unnecessary items. And I'm not quite sure, maybe I shouldn't call this an unnecessary item, but coffee. Coffee's a big thing for me. I normally buy fairly expensive coffee, not terribly expensive coffee. I can give you an example. This is a bag of one of the coffees that I buy quite often, at least in the past when I was near the store. This is a grocery store brand. They're beans that are roasted by a local Seattle roaster, and so I'm not in the Seattle area anymore, so I can't get these, but I do have a bag here left that I am holding on to. I'll get into it soon, but I'm kind of holding on to it now because, because I've been buying less expensive coffee, trying to find something that is good, tastes good to me, but is not quite as expensive. This coffee is about $9 to $11 a bag. I normally buy it on sale, so I normally buy it on the cheaper end, but yeah, so about $10 a bag for a 12-ounce bag. Now, what I tried recently here is Gevalia, and I've known about this coffee for a long time. When I was younger, some family friends told us that this was the best coffee they'd ever had, and we needed to try it, and we loved it at the time. We thought it was the best coffee we'd ever tasted. So seeing it in the store and it was on sale, I thought, hey, I'll give it a try. I think it was $6 on sale, so not terribly cheap, but certainly not $10 a bag like what I normally spend. Now, the trouble with this Gevalia is it's pre-ground coffee, and I don't normally buy pre-ground coffee. I find that if coffee has been pre-ground, it loses a lot of its flavor, and it's really not that difficult to grind coffee by hand. So I normally just do that. Although I will say that at night, I normally grind some coffee for the morning because me being not a morning person, I would prefer not to do it first thing in the morning. So I normally just grind my coffee that I'm gonna use in the morning the night before, and it's perfectly fine. But this was probably made months, hopefully weeks ago, and so all that time being pre-ground, it's lost a little bit of flavor. Look, this is good stuff. There's no doubt about it. It's smooth, it's mellow, it's got a great flavor, not bitter at all, and I chose a traditional roast because that's what I remember having as a kid, and so yeah, it's maybe not as good as I remember it. I don't know if it's changed or my taste buds have changed. Most likely my taste buds have changed, but it could be a little bit of both. Anyway, so before I cracked into my good stuff here, I thought I would just do another bag of maybe something that I might like a little bit better. So I found at Target, this, and Good and Gather apparently is Target's new house brand of food products, and so I'll brew some up and see if it is good enough for me to keep buying. Hopefully it is. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm not sure that this is going to go too well. I bought this because I normally like lighter roast coffee. Years ago, I used to drink nothing but dark roast. In fact, I was a fan of Starbucks at one time. I should admit that now, but anyway, I was a fan of very dark roast coffee, and I didn't want anything to do with any coffee that wasn't dark roast. So I bought this one because it says light roast. You can see that there. That's why I bought it, light roast. This is not what I would call light roast. That would be medium roast. So we're not starting off so well, but we will grind this up and we will see if maybe the flavor is good enough to make up for the fact that it is not a light roast coffee, which is my preference. Now, by the way, this hand grinder that I'm using is made by Hario. Hario's a big company in Japan. They make really good quality stuff. My pour over dripper is made by Hario, as well as my kettle. I really like their products, and they're always made really well, and they're always kind of pretty to look at. That being said, this is not the best quality of hand grinder that you can get. I would like to upgrade, but that will be sometime in the future, I guess. Like I said, it works perfectly well, even though it's not the best quality. Okay, so I've waited a few minutes to let this cool down. I've tried it. I'll try a little more again there. It's not bad. I would say I actually like the flavor of the Gevalia a little better than this this Target brand. I think though that the Gevalia is slightly lighter roasted than the Target brand. One of the reasons that, yeah, and that's, I think for my taste buds, that's a good thing, a lighter roast. Like I said, I used to like the darker roast. I find though that a dark roast coffee has just kind of a one-dimensional note, and that's kind of my issue with pre-ground coffee, is it tends to be a little bit one-dimensional. When you have a lighter roast, and especially when you grind it right before you're going to use it, it kind of helps keep that extra flavor that the coffee should have if it's a good quality coffee. I do find this absolutely drinkable, but it's not my favorite just because I was expecting a light roast. There I go, harping away on the light roast. I think for the price, it's not bad. It's probably a good deal if you like medium roast coffee. If you're expecting light roast, anyway, I need to just drop that and move on. Anyway, it'll get me by for a little bit, and you know, a 12-ounce bag is, you know, a couple days worth of coffee for me. So, so there we go. I've got a couple of days worth of coffee. Really, my point here is that we all have different taste buds. So good coffee to me is going to be coffee that I like. I don't care about brand. I don't care about much of anything, just if it tastes good. You probably have different taste buds. So whatever tastes good to you, that's good coffee. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this now. But then again, the scenery outside is pretty good. So put that all together, and it makes for a pleasurable coffee experience.